Hi everyone, this is Ella Marie Francisco. Today we're talking about the full moon in June, June 29. It's a strawberry moon. There are other names for it, but it is strawberry season. We're going to pull the cards and see what we need to do to save ourselves during this full moon in Capricorn. It's going to be a lot of push-pull between the logical world and the emotional world. First card is the Five of Swords. So communication, this is, oh boy, and change. So we're dealing with the communication that's hard to have, the words that are hard to get out, the things that are impossible to say to the people who won't listen, things like that, right? It could be a lot of narcissists around in June, in this June moon. Good heavens. Okay, so that's how we're starting. That's our collective card. We've also got Five of Wands crossing us. Do you know that's two fives off the bat, and this is a collective card and the energy that's hitting us on the collective. So yeah, I think we're gonna be oof. You know what I'm finding? These are aspects that are not for the weak-minded or for the weak-hearted. These are game-changing energies, separating the weak from the strong, and universal energies are really hitting the planet in massive ways, creating a lot of change very quickly that may or may not be unsettling. Like we could be gangbusters for some change, and then the change we experience isn't the change we actually wanted, and then we're like, what, so I feel like we could be reeling from a lot of change this moon cycle. And and I swear, like, it just feels like more and more and more. Maybe it always was. Maybe I'm just seeing it differently, but I just feel like so much of what we're going through is spirit driven. Like, you have to have a spiritual connection to yourself. You have to be connected to your energetics. You have to have your soul intact, basically, and your soul on board to get to the next. And you have to be willing to accept the universal helps. Like, a lot of times with the Five of Wands, it's almost like these external forces are working around you to bring you into better alignment or into better resonance with your own world and your own self. So be careful with the change. Like, if you fight change, then it could go very terribly, right? Like, it could be really hard on you. If you embrace change and you're willing to go with the flow and work with the dynamics, then you could be comfortable sooner after all the change. Like, not all change is comfortable, but once we settle in, we can get into a flow of things. So I do feel like that we're being asked to change. If anything is not in the right alignment, we're going to be asked to make the adjustments, or the adjustments are going to be made for us through universal forces. This is a very good full moon to trust your instincts and to try to honor the changes that are coming. The change are coming. They just keep saying it's a lot of change. Whew. So maybe you're getting used to living without people you used to live with, or maybe you're getting used to not having the job that you had, or maybe you're getting used to having to do more things on your own for yourself. It could be a whole combination of things that are forcing this change upon you. The universe can just deliver it without any warning or without any care, seemingly, about how we feel about it all. So yeah, I would say this is the month to embrace change, be willing to change. If you feel a change is necessary, then I would be working with those energies to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time to make these changes. So the change is a coming. I think we need to be prepared. And some of this change is, I'm feeling into it. I'm like, is this outside sources like spirit energy change, or is this world change? Like, what kind of change? I feel like there are changes in the political environment that are going to be threatening us to a certain degree, that some people may feel under threat during this cycle, and there could be a lot of effort to hold back some of the energies hitting us, and it's like, how do you hold that back? It's just coming in like a freight train. But anyway, I'm saying work with the change. If you feel like you need to make a change, make the change. At least do whatever the next logical step is along that. Sometimes we, oh, I need to change. Sometimes it takes weeks and months and years, to do the things that we inevitably feel that we have to, or that are coming down the pike, regardless, of how we feel about anything. The Queen, King of Pentacles is underneath us. I'm happy to see this card because she is strong. She's the culmination of both the divine masculine and the feminine, working through the value structure, through self-worth, and through an ability to hold value in the things that you feel are important. So your own sense of self, your own goals, your own love, your own desires, right? Like these are worthwhile. You could be building your self-esteem because of the boundaries that you were forced to create for yourself and to protect yourself through. You could be seeing the benefit of doing that and patting yourself on the back. Yeah, so for sure you're gaining in worthiness, and that could be why there's so much change, because you decided you're worthy of love, or worthy of attention, or worthy of a pay raise, and you finally asked for it. You did something about it. So these are changes that are really good. These could be changes that are motivated by your truest, deepest emotional desires and your soul yearnings that just can't stop you from moving forward. And maybe that's the point. Like there are parts of you that may need to change in order to make this happen. You maybe have to be more disciplined with your time. You may have to be more prudent with your finances. You may have to be more careful with your tongue and things like that. I would say embrace the change, be willing to grow. We're not here to be stagnant. We're not here to be sitting as a blob doing nothing, not growing. Those days are over. I don't know if those days ever existed, but they certainly didn't for me. And I know that they probably don't for you. So what if you decide that you're worth it? Like, how much of a game changer could that be, right? It's when we don't believe in ourselves. And you know what? We already went through this all this self-doubt during the last full moon that wreaked havoc on our emotional world anyway, setting us all like, whoa, maybe I'm doing everything wrong and nothing will be right. Well, maybe you're doing everything right and nothing will be wrong. And maybe that's what you have to look forward to. I do feel, it's funny. I mean, I felt like, ugh, this moon's going to be intense, but I also feel the light in it. Yeah, strawberry moon. Capricorn. Oh yeah, that's true too. Capricorn can be pretty hardcore when it comes to, the way they do things, right? Like they have strong opinions, and they have strong opinions, and they don't really want to be held back. And Cancer can be a little bit of wishy-washy, mishy-mashy. So it could be a really interesting combination of energies where you're trying to just stabilize, like how you're like, can I just cut myself some slack right now and believe in myself while I'm undermining the belief that I had in myself. Yeah, it could be an interesting ride. But like I said, we have the force of the universe trying to help us every day. If we're in alignment with that, it should go easier. I mean, it doesn't mean we're not going to feel things, but we could have a lot of personal satisfaction around the efforts that we make towards the desires that we really want. I mean, why would you be working towards things that you don't want? If you're in a job that you hate, you may be having to reckon with that, and you may be having to have the difficult conversations that would allow you to stay clear of that or be free of that once and for all. You could also be expressing this kind of communication through your other relationships, your personal relationships, where you just have to speak your mind. You can't hold your tongue anymore. Like, you just got to let it out. And if people aren't hearing you, then you may need to take your voice somewhere else to where people do hear you, or find better communion with those who understand you and who believe in you and who also hold value in the value you have for you. Some people really support who we are and others don't. And you need to know who they are, and you need to know what the difference is so that you don't make the wrong choices in trusting people that aren't here for your highest good or could talk behind your back or two-time you, or all kinds of weird things could be happening this month in a way to self-correct and to raise your value and your own sense of abundance within your character. Like, how can you move abundantly through the world? Sometimes this isn't about money. Sometimes this is just about value in ourselves and our willingness to hold value for the things that we hold dear. Now, next we have, the Tower card. Not crazy about the Tower card. I mean, it's a lot of change. They already warned us that there's going to be change. So some people could be moving during this cycle. There could be a lot of people wanting to move or looking to move or trying to move. Where am I going? I need to go. I need to get out of here. Your consciousness could be shifting, or there could be shifts in your home environment where people are coming and going, or roommates are switching out, or kicking your husband out, or there could be all kinds of things happening where your consciousness is changing, your beliefs are changing, your thoughts are changing, everything is changing. Your address may be changing and all of that. So your consciousness for sure is trying to upgrade as it goes. No question about it. We're always trying to upgrade. Spirit's like, let's go. Let's take it to the top. Everybody's like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. Anyway, okay, so the Hanged Man is also coming. It's hanging over our heads, giving us the sense that maybe we could slow down a little bit. Maybe we can dream a little dream. Maybe a little bit of meditation would help. Maybe not thinking too much. We did have the Judgment card as our collective in the new moon cycle in June. And here with the full moon, it seems to be showing up in a kind of the same way. Like, if you overthink it, you could be really sore by morning and going through loops in your brain about things that you have no control over. That's not going to help. But the Hangman often gives us the opportunity to explore through our third eye, through our visualization techniques. So if you are overthinking and you're going through these motions where you're just perseverating on things that you don't have control over, or that may not be yours to deal with even in the moment, that may be further down the line, and you've got to have some patience, I would say go dream a little dream, do a vision board, create some visualization in your third eye that shows a happy ending, that shows that you're okay, instead of going down this deep, dark canyon of misinformation or lies that you're telling yourself to make yourself feel better, or things that you've tried to accept that you don't really want to accept. So I think that this is a bit of a shake-up month. I feel like Spirit's testing us to see, are you willing to be you fully? Are you willing to hold zone for yourself and tone for yourself in a way that honors your productive being, your creative being, and your awarenesses? Like, if consciousness is rising, then you have new information to work with that may be better for you to work with. So patience. I feel like we're going to need patience this month. We're going to need we're going to have to keep an open mind, because I just keep seeing the sense that there's just so many things that are trying to break into our world to show us a better way of doing things, that if we're holding too hard and fast to the old ways of doing things, we could be shortchanging ourselves a little bit. And we don't want to shortchange ourselves when we've got this beautiful being in our support. We want to be counting all that change. We want to be changing the change. Oh my God, they're making fun of us. We're going to change the change. We're going to add some change to your pocket, I guess. Okay, and in our doorway to the future is the Queen of Swords. Sometimes this is mother energy. So if you got mother issues, you may be having mother issues this moon. And sometimes this can be the narcissist mother too, by the way. She's not always like the prettiest version of a mom and not always the most loving and emotionally saturated mother. Keep that in mind. I mean, consider the source. If you have one of those mothers, then, don't forget your value system, and don't forget that you have value and that you have your own way of doing things, and you've got your own spirit guides and creator energy that can be helping you through this. If your mother isn't, I mean, heavens be. If she is, good for you, thank God. But the Queen of Swords too can also point to sort of the antiseptic world, the hospitals, the blood work, and the due diligence that we do to take care of our bodies and things like that. So if you feel like you need to go get some testing, or that's been brewing underneath the surface but you haven't had quite time to do that, or quite had time to do it, then you're probably going to want to make those appointments, or you're going to be gravitating towards the doctor or the naturopath's office to kind of boost your energy and to also boost your ideas. You know what? The Queen of Swords, I'm just seeing, oh my God, this is probably connected to, I mean, she is the throat chakra. Technically, she likes the truth. Technically, she has a very good high perspective. So she may be able to see things. So for the women who are using, how do I put this? Wait. Okay, so the energy that's coming into is a little bit about mothering as well. Are you a good mother to yourself? Are you able to nurture your own emotional body and your own physical body and whatever mental body that you're working with, whatever body you're working with? Are you willing to nurture? Like I said, she's a little antiseptic. She's not the queen that gives you the hug. She's the one that slaps you in the face and goes, get it together, girl. You got to get this done. It could be that the world is giving us a little bit of tough love at the same time that, some of the matriarchs in our world are pushing up against us saying, hey, mother yourself better, basically. Yeah, so I feel like we have to take more responsibility for our own self-care. And maybe that's the balance that needs to happen, because some of us are so career oriented or goal oriented or driven by other things instead of our own just sort of personal satisfaction, that we could be clashing up against what does my heart need and what does the world need from me, and do the two jive. I feel like we're also, oh gosh, I can hear also a ton of gossip going on through this queen, like talking. So you could be hashing things out. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So because we've got this collective card, the Five of Swords, and this is a communication card, and sometimes it's a sad communication card, meaning we don't get to communicate in the way that we want to. We can't say that the things that we do. It could be that this queen is bringing the mastery with which we can work to find the words better, or we can accept the communicational, it's not a word. I just feel like we're trying to communicate better. The effort is there. We don't want to be misunderstood. So you may be rising to the occasion too. Like you may be finding parts of this queen to work with so that you can also communicate better with yourself. Like, are you listening to your own inner mind or your inner heart? Are you listening to your intuition? This can be a very telepathic card. It can pick up things on the airwaves in a heartbeat without even realizing. So you could just be trying to figure out, how do I say what I need to say and get where I need to get? And yeah, wow, that's good. I mean, you could be clear in any way. Perspective. She has really good perspective. So if this represents somebody external to you this month, then it could be some very strong women who just don't hold back. They're going to give you their opinion. They don't care whether it lands well or not with you. They figure you need to hear it. You're going to hear it. It's coming out of their mouths and it's hitting your ears. So, and sometimes you could really need this person, like you actually trust them. So you're like, thank you very much for, that was kind of a hard truth to handle, but now that I've processed it, I can be a better person. So I think that this is a lot about our own evolutionary growth and our own ability to sort of see the bigger picture. It makes sense too, actually. It makes sense that if the tower is coming to us or is in the process of showing up and moving through our mind space or mind field and changing the way we think about things and our perspectives, our consciousness is changing, then it would make sense that the queen would be emulating that and working with that and feeling strong enough to carry forward with these things. So you could be making the decisions that need to be made and doing the tough work that goes with that in order to, protect yourself or save your world or whatever it is, right? Like for whatever reason you're doing it, it's a worthy cause, no question about it. And let's not forget, our worth is at risk here. So I would say hang out with those that value you. It is time to eliminate those that aren't as supportive or that aren't contributing or that are kind of the dead weight in our world. We're really doing much for us, but we're kind of hanging out through some obligation or some sense of, oh, I have to do this and I'm not going to not be able to do this. Well, she's probably like, I don't care, just go do you. It may not be that big a deal in the overall scheme of things, and you could be making a big deal out of it because you're overthinking it, and it could just be clear cut, like just follow your heart. How hard is that? Listen to your intuition, take action on it. How hard is that? You could be coming to terms with where you're getting in your own way or where you may be doing a bit of a mild sabotage. I don't feel like this is any big crashing conundrum. I just feel like the subtleties are becoming more obvious to us, and we may need to be more careful with how we express that in our world. Like, Spirit's always looking to see what adds up. Are you working towards the things that you want? Are you perseverating on the things that you don't want? And that can be very confusing to the universal energies because they're like, well, we're working for you in the background, but you're not really clear and you're sending us really mixed messages. So could you please just be you? And could you just please speak your truth? And could you please just follow your heart so that we can do the best for you? The energetics of the spirit world, haberdashering around in this mishmash and, not really helping you. Like you're going to be annoyed if that's what goes on. So I think I think we have a lot of opportunity to just elevate into newer realms that are safer for us to be in and more loving environments, whether that's alone or with people. I do feel like we're moving. I think we have the choice and the opportunity to have a better class of people around us, meaning, I don't mean like actual class, but I mean, people who are more in tune with themselves or more emotionally responsible, who are more honoring of their own truth and things like that. Like that's what you need to be gravitating towards. Don't hang out with the people who are lying to themselves. Don't hang out with the people who are running backwards so they can't go forward and things like that. Stay away from those that do self-sabotage during this cycle and the unburdening. So wow. Okay. And the sensitivity, this is a little bit of both. This can be literally unburdening your responsibilities that don't resonate with you anymore, the things that you just don't want to do, you just don't want to do. It's not going to change. You're not going to want to do it tomorrow either. So hopefully you're not trying to convince yourself, oh, I'll just stick at it. I'll just stick with it. I can't change. I can't do anything different. I got to just keep doing this. Well, good luck with that. I don't know if it's going to pan out because we need to clear the path anything that isn't working needs to go. Anything that isn't serving a purpose. We could be cleaning out closets like never before, just giving stuff away. If you're becoming more energetically sensitive, you may feel the vibrational energy in everything you own. You could be like, oh my God, I can't have that in my house anymore. Don't be surprised if stuff's got to go. It's just got to go, 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 go. And as far as the emotional sensitivities that come with this, or the empathic awarenesses that often come in this card, if you are a healer or if you are already a divine sensitive, you're going to notice that you're more sensitive. You're going to be sensitive to more things, or you're going to be aware of more things in more profound ways that are more reliable. Like you're not really going to be off the mark with this, and the timing couldn't be better. So I would say release willingly the things that you already know. Like we know what we need to hold on to and what we need to get rid of. It's not always the day that we need to do the getting rid of, but sometimes that day happens, and it's coming if this is coming in the reading. So sometime during this full moon cycle in the next few weeks, you may be like, you know what, I'm just getting rid of all my old furniture. I don't like it anymore. I want a new start. I want a new way to express myself in my home environment. It could be anything. It could apply to any aspect of your life. But for sure, you're unburdening. It could be just you're burdening your emotions because you've held them on for too long. Maybe you're going to therapy finally. Or you're doing some kind of spiritual healing or some Reiki or something that's going to blow the stuff right out of your body system. Yeah, it could be the ending that has to happen before the inevitable beginning takes hold. Sometimes we overlap in endings and beginnings quite a bit. They just sort of snowball into each other. And you could be starting something and then realizing, oh, this stuff doesn't belong anymore. It's not applicable. So that's fine. Just say a sweet goodbye, give it to somebody, and get over it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as I mentioned, I felt like this was a kind of very spiritually driven month too. It's like spirit is just like, come on, get with the program here. Be your higher self, be your best self. So you could be inundated with new information from spirit guides, especially if this can be the spirit world trying to reach you. I sometimes will see sometimes I'll see narcissists in this card, but sometimes I'll see spirit guides. I'll be like, oh my God, our spirit guides, they're coming to talk to us. Are we listening? And I do feel like the combination of these three cards, the 10 of Wands, which can be extremely sensitive, like hyper sensitive, to actively, awakening with that information. So if spirit is trying to reach you and you're more sensitive, then you could be trying to figure out, is that a thought or is that a spirit guide? Like, what's talking to me right now? Who's saying what here? Is that me talking to me or is that spirit talking to me? Sometimes they use your voice, right? It's coming through your body. And so that can be confusing, but it doesn't mean that you can't make sense out of it, eventually. It just means that you're kind of tied up in it at the moment. So if you are in the habit of overthinking and going down through these terrible corridors of doom and gloom because you got it all wrong and you can't get anything right, and that's your opinion today, then I would say don't even bother. Like, you got to be kinder to yourself, and that's probably not even the truth. So be very, 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 very careful about the lies you are spinning in your own head this month. It could be a bit of a test. It could be a way that the universe is priming you to be more connected and to be more reverent in your approach. And it can be crazy making if you're fighting that, like if you're using your brain too much at the same time your crown chakra is opening up or your third eye is opening up. Oh my God, you could drive yourself crazy. Because you'll be like, no, I can't believe that. I can't know that. I can't be that. And meanwhile, like I said, universal change is coming from every direction, and the forces are always building silently around us as we're busy making dinner, so let that, yeah, don't overthink it, don't overthink it. You may be overfeeling it and overthinking it all at once. And I mean, it is a full moon, right? Like it can be very emotional, and it is Cancer. So we're going to wee wah, like wah, a little bit here anyway. So cry the tears, get them in, and then dry the tears, and then get moving towards what you really want. We do have the 10 of Cups as well. That's a lot of tens, right? Wait, how many tens have we got? Yeah, 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10. Here we go with the angel numbers infiltrating my tarot spread. Okay, so, and the 10 is the 1 and the 0. It's the ending and the beginning, right? Like the 0 point new beginning. Yeah, so I feel like in some ways this full moon feels like we're really drilling down on what is the point. Like we're supposed to be happy, right? Like spirit was like, hey, we're going to give you this body, you're going to come down into this world, it is going to be a little crazy, it is going to be a little dark, but we're going to show you the light, and we're still going to be with you. You may not always feel us, but we're going to be around. So we're going to encourage you to always reach. We're going to encourage you and push you to reach for the highest evolution of yourself. If you could be in your exalted self, we would love that. We're really hoping you choose you. So the 10 of Cups is like the sense of the happy ever after. We're working towards what is going to make us happy. We can't be miserable. We can't be a whole world of miserable people doing things that are miserable, right? Like those days are kind of over. And if you're still in any of that energy, I would say cut the ties that bind to that and free fall into the bliss of what you can become, and allow yourself to be open-minded about the possibilities. And I think you'll be very happy. Oh, and the relationships. Oh, yeah. So I felt like this. So you could be talking a lot to your relationship people. Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, a love affair that you're having, you could be getting to the point where you've got to have deeper conversations, or maybe maybe you haven't been able to communicate clearly, and that's been burdening you somehow, and you're working towards it. So somehow before those energies around the moon are up, I feel like we do have this sense of the breakthrough. I'm gonna face the facts. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna have the talk. So, and I guess if you're having these conversations with people and they're not meeting you halfway, and they don't see the value that you are, then it could be true that you are unburdening them. Could be unburdening the people that aren't buying into your value structure anymore and who don't believe in you. You may not have even have seen that they don't believe in you. You might have just given them the benefit of the doubt all these years, but as you're getting deeper into the conversations, into the nitty-gritty, because you need to have a solid ground to stand on and you need to know who you can trust, then yeah, you could be seeing things you didn't want to see, and that's maybe where the inevitable change happens. Like, so spirit can bring us this knowledge, and then our own consciousness has to work with it. Like I said, we're going through this with the Tower card regardless. So I really do. I feel like, wow, we're going through this massive, massive quick change in how we view the world, or how we view our place in the world, or what parts we're going to buy into and what parts we're going to opt out of. I felt that with the new moon energy too. I felt like this sort of political uprising energy, like power to the people kind of thing. And I still feel it. I still feel it in this full moon. And maybe we'll be watching that in different countries too, escalate. We'll see it from the sidelines, but it'll be real in the world. And yeah, I think so. I don't, how am I going to finish that sentence? I think we have a lot more going for us than we give ourselves credit for, and that if you can sort of rise above the muck, like if you can be the Queen of Swords and rise above the fray into the higher perspective and be able to see it from this better global perspective, then that could be your sanity saver this month as well. You could just be Wow, good. I don't have to buy into that. That's not my world. Like, don't make the world that you don't want to live in your world. Make the world you want to live in your world. I'm giving you permission, and so is spirit. So that's what I see. I hope you can see it too. I love you. I hope you have a great full moon. I hope that you nurture these parts of yourself that are trying to come into better form. And yeah, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming in. Take good care and have a good everything. Bye for now.